Alright, so, now that you saw the time-lapse of me forming Italy out of Naples, I'm gonna give you a few tips on how to do it yourself if you want to. First off, why Naples? Because they start off in kind of an interesting position. Usually, I think for the Italian Ambition achievement, I think that's the name of the achievement at least, you might consider like more different nations, like, I think Milan might be a decent one, maybe Venice as well. You know, they all have their pros and cons, but Naples is kind of in a interesting spot, because they start off under a PU of Aragon, and if you don't get out of it quickly enough, you'll end up being under PU with of Castile as well, and you know it ends into a cycle where you end up being a little bit screwed. So yeah, it's easy to get your independence though, because usually you look to the rivals. Castile was rivaled with them, and Austria was rivaled with them at the beginning of the game, I believe at least. So I went with that. I went with them. You might want, in some cases, you might want to go with France as well. They weren't rivaled with them though, so I can get them to support my independence. I think in some cases that might be a restart case scenario, but I managed to do just fine without them, so keep that in mind. Though you know, your mileage may vary on this. You don't start off with any necessary territory with it, but you're pretty close. You have a decent amount of territory to go with, decent amount of development that you can work with. You also get cores. You also have cores, I should say, on these islands in Sicily. So you can take those during the Independence War with no hassle. It took me a little bit. I got these two in the province and during the Independence War, but I had to wait for this one until a second war with him, and I also got these two islands after the fact. I think during the same war I got this province back. You're gonna want to work your way up, and afterwards, like into the Pope lands, and then into normal Italy. You need Rome, definitely, but you want to wait on that till the very end, and I'll go into that a little bit later. You need Milan, you need Genoa, I believe you need Firenze, Verona, and a couple more. I'm probably forgetting some of them, but those are kind of big ones that you have to deal with. You have to go to war and basically take over this region, pretty much. Like, you can kind of leave Savoy alone, but, you know, maybe you want to play them, actually. They might actually be in a better position, but, you know, this is what I went for, so that's what I know on this. If you're going to play as Naples, by the way, there's also an achievement called, I believe it's Not Just Pizza. And let me pull up the achievement right here. Yeah. It's a rare achievement. It's kind of easy, actually. So I'm kind of well, I guess not easy, but not too hard. So I'm surprised it's my rarest achievement I have here. Basically, you have to become a great powers in Naples. I mean, you have to have the Rights of Man expansion to get all that. So keep that in mind. But it's mostly it's a doable achievement if you're doing this. Also, if you are wanting to go over that, or if you're just bored, because you get a lot of aggressive expansion when you're taking these lands, you can go ahead and go after Tunis. My game, they were kind of weak. They were allied to, like, Tlemcen, I think, and Morocco, but Morocco was doing very well this game, actually. They took a bunch of lands up here. You might have noticed in the time-lapse, it was just insane. Like, a lot of this region, for a while, was Sunni. Like, they took, like, a swath of land, like, here. It looks like Castile made a pretty good comeback, though, so that's probably good. And we're a Catholic. This year's a Catholic nation, so, I approve, pretty much. Yeah, I took these two provinces initially. The aggressive expansion doesn't is not affect these nations a lot. They don't really care because it's not the same area, I guess. But I noticed that in the initial takings of this land, there was a lot of AE. But after that, when I took subsequent provinces, it wasn't that bad. You can don't need an OCB, and by the way, you can just justify not you can fabricate claims on these two provinces. So yeah, you can do that if you are going for the achievement. These will give you some more provinces and some more dev. Tunis is a pretty good city, I have to say, so it's worth grabbing that. And it's gonna help you bump your way up to up a great power scale. I mean, you'll make it there eventually, though, so you don't have to worry about that. Like, with all the Italian land that you get, except for Nice and Malta, which you get claims on, by the way. You get claims on this whole region when you take over Italy, or when you form Italy, that is. So, that's worth keeping in mind. You can just take the rest of the provinces. I do have to recommend one thing you have to do, whoever you're playing as, don't take Rome until the very end. Because if you do, you get an event, which basically, they want, all the Catholic nations want you to, you know, give Rome back, pretty much. And, if you say yes, you lose it. Papal State becomes its own thing if you took them over. And if not, you get all the Catholic nations, I think not just near you, just all of them in general, become pissed at you, and then you lose prestige yearly. But once you form Italy, that negative thing goes away. I don't believe it doesn't become your capital. No, I don't believe, at least. I think Napoli is still my capital. It has like 60 dev. It's a pretty good province. I'm kind of proud of that. It only costs 12 war score apparently, but excuse me. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much my guide to get Italy, form Italy as Naples. Your mileage may vary. If they did do some pretty shifty alliances where I'd have to fight like France or something like that, and fuck that. So look for shifty ways to work around it. Like, I declared war on Hungary in order to call in some one of their allies. I forget exactly. I took them over, or maybe not them totally, but a few of them provinces, and I also got this province here, Lika. And yeah, eventually, yeah, I did some stuff, took over Italy, vassalized, and took over these guys, vassalized, released and vassalized Tunis. But I don't think I released them. I took them over and vassalized them. And then took over some of Tlemcen's lands and this region where Tugor had taken over. So you can do a lot if you want to. Plus, I recommend you do it. If you do it as Naples, you get the achievement, not just pizza. Depending on your luck. And when you form Italy, you get the Italian Ambition achievement, which is, you know, for achievement whores like me, it's kind of nice. That's just kind of my general... Okay, so that was just pretty much my general strategy. Your effectiveness may vary, depending on what happens. Like, if the Ottomans decide to go after you, you might be kind of fucked. I can't say very well. Depends. Also, one last tip. I'm not sure if you need it or not. These top northern provinces are in the HRE until like beginning of 1500, because of once the Shadow Kingdom thing kicks, you'll be fine to not do it. But if you declare on them while they're still in the Empire, you'll it'll drag in the Emperor and the whole HRE. So don't do that. I didn't. I was smart enough to avoid that, but you know, serve as a public service announcement. Also, something a little bit funny now. When I took over Papal State, they founded their own state in München, Munich. So I thought that was kind of funny. Alright, so that's it. Pretty much. Thanks for watching. I'm not sure if videos like these are going to become a regular thing. I've been considering doing an EU4 Let's Play, but honestly, I'm not that good at EU4 yet, and I'm not sure if I have hard drive space to do it continually, because this is a pretty long game, and takes up a bit of time, so, I don't know. If you guys want it, though, I will do it, so leave your suggestions in the comment section below, or feedback. If you happen to want to support me, I have a Patreon page. It's down in the description below. If you don't want to, that's totally fine. I mean, if you want to see more of my content in the future, I mostly do Civ stuff. I do some Hearts of Iron stuff, and I do like some random stuff here and there. You can go ahead and hit the subscribe button to get notifications if that type of stuff interests you. I also might start doing EU4 stuff, so maybe subscribe to me for that. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. My name has been DB333. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.